Welcome, welcome, welcome to our show. I'm your host, Chris Sakkas.
And I'm Kyle. Today we have a great show lined up for you with tons of excitement.
Today we're going to be checking out some of the best place to eat on the Danforth, just down the street from us right here. And it's great. Great neighborhood with some of the best Torontos in Toronto.
Yeah, best restaurants in Toronto. That's right. It's okay. We have a great profile on Greg Angus, who happens to be an Aikido master, and he's a painter. We also have a really interesting story about the use of spanking children as a discipline.
But to start off, we have a really great story about some of the best places to go to in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. Danielle Jarett Fisch, one of our reporters, did a story on places to check out in the city. She's created a top 5 list. Check it out, guys. Top 5, man. Top
5. Today we're counting down the top 5 best places in Toronto. King Street. We got a whole bunch of stuff going on here. We got the Roy Hall, we have Royal Alexandra Theatre, and just down the street is Princess of Wales Theatre. So let's go check it out. Gone over to the Royal Alexandra Theatre, and right now Dirty Dancing is playing. It's one of the things that you should definitely check out if you come to Toronto, or if you even live in Toronto. But it's not just about theatre. Just down the street there are tons of restaurants that aim to please, and they're always open late enough so you can grab a drink or two. So sitting at number 4 is my favorite place in the world, Queen Street. Queen Street is one of the best places to go to because there are great places to eat, cool places to shop, and always something fun to do around here. So what do you like best about Queen Street?
The culture life and like all the different people and stuff like that.
It's a lot of fun to see everybody walking around. It's like just an adventure walking down the street almost.
Alright, well, I'm freezing, so I'm going to go inside the Black Market and grab a pair of mittens, so follow me. Well, we're almost at the number 1 spot, but right now we're going to take a look at the number 3 spot, and that's Chinatown. Chinatown. If you're in the mood for something good to eat and a good bargain, then you've definitely come to the right place.
Chinatown is just fantastic.
So we're getting closer and closer to that number 1 spot, but right now let's check out number 2 on our list, Yonge Street. Yonge Street is the largest and busiest street in North America. There are tons of things to see and do. Pretty much any store you can think of is on this street. This place has everything for all ages. Be sure to check it out. Front Street is famous for the Fairmount Royal York Hotel, St. Lawrence Market, Hockey Hall of Fame, and Union Station. And, of course, our biggest landmark yet is the CN Tower. This street has so many historic places that you definitely need to check it out. There you have it. For more information on Toronto, you can check out their website at www.toronto.com. Thanks for watching.
Great piece. I liked it a lot. I had no idea about those places.
They do look fantastic. Now switch gears. Summer is coming up, and you know what that means, right, Chris?
Yeah. Girls, beaches, sunbathing, girls, beers, and oh yeah, more girls.
That's right, but you also will have some more time during the summer to check out places like that.
Oh, okay. Well, enough about summer. You know, it's making me a little sad. It's still cold out there.
True. Well, why don't you warm yourself up with some delicious Greek food from your piece, A Bite on the Danforth. It'll be coming up right after this message, from our sponsors.
What's up? I'm Chris Sakkas, and this week on the Journal, we're going to take a look at Greek town. We're going to take a little quick bite on the Danforth. Let's go. Let's take a look, Vlad. Okay, so we made it on the Danforth. We're at the corner of Danforth and Logan right now. It's kind of the heart of the Greek town. First place we're going to check out. First, we got our Greek flag. We got our Greek basketball jersey. Now let's go check out a quick place to grab the bite. All right, so the first place is Louis' Meat Market. Let's take a look at what our friend Louis is doing. So as you can see here at Louis' Meat Market, it's not just a meat market, but it's also an eatery. Slaughters the meat, cooks it on the spot. At Louis' Meat Market, you can grab gyro, souvlaki, lamb chops, anything that is killed back there can be cooked right there. Alright, so we checked out Louis' Meat Market, a place where you can grab a quick bite on the go. Maybe if you're in a rush, on a quick break, lunch break. Now let's check out a place across the street called Mezes. So Mezes is a little bit different than Louis' Meat Market. As we can see here, it's a little bit more of a dining room, a little bit more intimate. It's got beautiful ironwork. And Mezes offers something different than the rest of the restaurants on Danforth here. They offer a variety of Greek wines. Let's sit down and take a look at what they have to offer. Here at Mezes, you can come enjoy a nice meal, enjoy the atmosphere, grab a nice Greek wine with your meal, and try one of their famous dishes. Let's take a look. Thank you very much. Perfect like always. Sakkanaki is just one of the many dishes you can grab here at Mezes. You should check it out for yourself. Alright, so we grabbed our Sakkanaki. That was some good Sakkanaki, eh, Brad? Well, let's go check out the next place, little cafe down the street. Here at the cafe, they're not only known for their great desserts, but also for the variety of Greek coffees. Their specialty, Cafe Frappe. Unique way of making coffee. Nescafe blended with ice, milk, sugar. This is the end product. Perfect, like always. Here at the cafe, not only can you come grab a quick dessert, a quick coffee, but you can come, a lot of locals hang out here, and you can always check out one of the Greek games playing on TV. Be sure to check it out. Alright, so we've got a little quick glimpse of what Greektown has to offer. We got our little meat market, our nice little restaurant, and of course, our famous Cafe Frappe. But be sure to check out many of the other places Greektown has to offer for yourself. Here it is. Alright, that's all folks. Hope you enjoyed this segment of The Journal. Be sure to tune in next week. I'm Chris Sakkas. Thanks a lot. Welcome back. And wow, do I feel hungry after watching that segment.
Oh, me too. But you know what fends off hunger? Pure sweat.
Pure sweat. What are you talking about?
Well, I went and did a piece on Aikido, and a guy who can make you sweat just by looking at you.
Aikido, the martial art, right?
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. Let's watch it.
Hello, Journal fans. I'm Kyle Surowicz, and I'm here at Naka Ima Ikikai Dojo, a school for the martial art of Aikido. The school was formed in 2004 by local martial artist and painter Greg Angus. Greg has been painting for almost all of his life and practicing martial arts for just about the same. He, unlike many others, has been able to manage his passion and create a cohesive lifestyle at the same time. Over his 30 years of martial arts, he has obtained the rank of 5th degree black belt in Aikido, otherwise known as Godan. This is a rarity for practitioners in North America.
As far as I understand it, the core belief behind Aikido is basically, it's about peace. When I started taking ukemi for some of the teachers, and I would grab onto them or I would try and attack them, and I wouldn't know where they went, and I would be upside down in the air, flying. And then I'd be rolling on the floor, and I didn't know how they did it or where they were, and I was so impressed by their ability to control me and not hurt me at the same time that I thought I have to stick around and I have to study this more.
Along with teaching Aikido on a full-time basis, Greg works as a painter from home. It is something that he has loved to do for a long time.
Well, just the idea of getting up every day and going into the studio and painting gets me excited. It started a long time ago. I was a grad student at the time, and I was working on some drawings at home, some pencil drawings. And I'd spent a long, long time on these drawings, this one particular one, and I had a candle going on the table, so I knocked it over, of course, onto the drawing that I'd spent 3 weeks on. And at first I was upset, and then I thought, this actually looks interesting. I layer a number of colors, maybe 10 or 12 layers of wax, different colors. Then I draw the design on to the painting, and then I lay in another series of 10 or 12 colors, and then I start to scrape back. This is kind of what you get when you start to scrape after a while. So what's interesting for me is that there are basically two paintings joined together into one, and I'm scraping back to reveal what's going on, what the dynamic and the relationship between these two paintings is. Of course, it ends up being one painting in the end.
I get a sense of incredible confidence with what he knows, but he presents it in a very relaxed manner. He's never forcing people's intentions.
Over the years, Greg has developed his style of teaching. However, when he began, he soon realized that the students in North America were very different from those in Japan.
Yeah, I do talk, I do explain. In the beginning, I didn't say a word, and people were very confused. So I realized pretty quickly that I had to explain, I had to break things down. And so I do that now, but I don't talk too much, and most of the class, sort of 95% of the class, is spent actually practicing. A lot of it has to do with intuition and, of course, with experience from painting for a long time. And a lot of it also has to do with letting go, not being too decisive about anything. Those paintings are all based on people's fingerprints. So I collect fingerprints from friends or acquaintances, And then I enlarge them and I start to collage them together to create some kind of a composition. And that forms the skeleton or the structure of the painting. Like if you look at the way the hair grows on the top of your head, for example, and you compare it to your fingerprints, there's these swirls and whirls and movements. If you go up to galactic size and you look at the way galaxies and universes are organized and the way star systems spin around, you can see the relationships there. It points to the fact that we are part of everything else. We're connected to everything else. We're not separate. There's three things to keep in mind when painting or doing Aikido, and that is to have humility, courage, and gratitude.
Greg Angus holds many exhibitions throughout the year. If you want to check out any more of his artwork, go to www.gregangus.com. As for Naka-ima Aikikai, go to www.nakaima.ca if you want to try a free trial class. But until next time, this is Kyle Surowicz reporting for The Journal.
Whoa. Really interesting stuff. As you said, he uses wax to create his work. And do you know, Chris, that encaustic painting with wax uses beeswax, linseed oil, and damar resin to make the main ingredients?
Wow, I didn't know that. You really learn something new every day. Uh-oh. What now?
I'm still hungry, even after watching that.
Okay, let's move to Alex's piece. It's about tasty food, only this time it's about burgers.
I love burgers, all kinds of burgers, big ones, small ones, all kinds.
I think you should stop right there. Let's just watch the piece. It's about exactly what you're talking about. Shapes, prices, about the best burgers in the city.
Yes! Love my burgers.
Hi, I'm Alex. Today in the journal we're going to find the place with the most delicious and cheapest burgers in town. $6.55 for that. Burger was good, but too expensive. J9 was quite cheap, $3.25. In spite of the low price, it was delicious and was the best burger I had this day.
Well, there you have it. 3 new places to get yourself delicious homemade burgers, not them fake ones.
Can you continue without me, Chris? I'll be back. I just want to go grab a burger, you know?
Well, we have a commercial right now, so do you think you can make it back in like 30 seconds?
Don't go away. We'll be right back after this. Come on, man. Can I just go get... All right, everybody. We have a little surprise for you. Ole Boncha is going to sing in Ukrainian. All right, Ole, thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
Well, what are you going to be performing for us today?
Well, I will be singing my first song. It's called the Shades of the Night, and this is the first song that I started singing with, right?
Oh, good. Thank you. Hope you guys like it.
Нині часу нема, бо знаю, дома ти сама не спиш, а тільки мариш про любов. Заюк чекає, ти сама, але я знаю, не прийшов, і тільки ти того не починав. Бо я твої книжки носив, бо я твоїх піжонів бив, бо я тебе по-справжньому любив. Не припускав я ні на мить, що любий тато твій не спить, що згодом нас весілля програмить. А любов не дешеве намисто, не тускніє на протязі літ. Я зроблю придумане місто, я тобі покажу цілий світ. Кого чекав, я не знав, прийшов і все тобі сказав, і в посміхах тебе поцілував. Я не болів, не червонів, я кров твою на мить зігрів, і те зробив, чого давно хотів. Бо я твої книжки носив, бо я твоїх піжонів бив, бо я тебе по-справжньому любив. Не припускав я ні на мить, що любий тато твій не спить, що згодом нас весілля прогремить. А любов не дешеве намисто, не тускніє на протязі літ. Я зроблю придумане місто, я тобі покажу цілий світ.
Good performance, Ole. Great job.
Thank you very much.
So, Ole, how long have you been singing for?
Well, I started at when I was actually 17.
Do you sing your songs in English as well?
Yes, I do. And actually, I'm planning to take part in Canadian Idol this year.
Oh yeah. Do you think you fare pretty well against us Canadian singers?
I don't know. I definitely have to, sing in English. So
that's good. That's good.
See.
Do you write your own songs?
No, unfortunately, I don't. But I have many friends that actually write songs for me in Ukraine and here in Canada as well.
Oh, very good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
We'll expect to see you later.
Sure.
Thank you. All right, it's time to take a small break for a commercial. Stay tuned for our next segment of the show. We'll be taking a look inside of people disciplining their children. Stick around.
Hey, we are back. How are you doing, buddy? You still starving?
Oh, no, I'm good now. What do you have next?
Well, the next piece, produced by Michael Offori-Attah, is about parenting. His question to the audience, should parents spank their children? What do you think?
I think it's a very serious issue. Let's not let our opinions be the bias. Let's have Mike take an opinion.
Let's find out.
Take it away.
Generally, the feeling is that physical discipline is not of value in terms of in the short term and the long term. It may stop the behavior right away, but in the long term, actually physical violence leads to more physical violence later on, and it's been shown that children who are physically disciplined as children tend to be physical discipliners later in life.
Well, in my point of view, I don't think people discipline their children enough nowadays.
My dad used to just give us the look.
I want to like get beans with a wooden spoon.
Everybody knows that parents should discipline their children. The question is, how should parents go about doing it?
Well, talking to the child up to the level that they understand. And I say up to the level because a lot of parents, for example, will speak to a child as if they're a little adult. The reality is they're not little adult. They don't have the maturity, they don't have the experience of life to understand the way we tell them things. They're children, they haven't grown to that extent yet. So you have to speak to them at the level they're able to understand, and then you have to put in some consequences at the level that's appropriate. Consequences could include timeouts, they could include having things taken away from them. I know for my kids, if I take away their computer, for a couple of hours, that's a pretty big consequence for them. They don't like that. They like to go on MSN, they like to go on Facebook, they like to play computer games. So losing the computer is a pretty big consequence for them. I don't slap them, I just say you've lost your computer for 2 hours. Losing something is usually the way to do it. And sometimes a little talking to is something they're not happy with, especially if they're smart kids. And they don't like being told, you're wrong and I don't like what you've done. And that also is a form of consequence. And all those taken together should be used as a first line of defense.
I don't think it's the way you learn. Mm-hmm. Plus, when the younger you are, the more you're affected by how your parents treat you.
I was always disciplined with, if you needed it, a good swat in the head, and sometimes they do need it.
Well, personally, I was abused as a child and hit with various objects, ladles, spoons, and it just made me want to rebel against, my parents. So eventually, you just, build up a hatred for your parents. They keep hitting you, so I believe that you shouldn't hit your children.
I have come to the situation where I know that of parents that are physically disciplining their children. They don't see it as abuse themselves, and frequently the children don't see it. They think this is the norm. In that case, you certainly do suggest referral to parenting classes and things like that to identify that this is an appropriate solution to the problem.
Wow, what a great story, Chris. It really touched me. But we're getting a little bit too serious. Let's lighten up the mood with a small piece from Justin Zoras about a club and retro music.
What kind of retro music? Like the stuff my parents listen to?
Something like that. Let's let Justin tell the story. Here's the story.
Study is a DJ night / dance party where the DJs, myself and my partner Matt Cully, play music from the 1950s and the 1960s, anything from doo-wop to girl groups to rockabilly, rock and roll, Bill Haley, that type of stuff. And yeah, we basically want to keep the dance floor kind of, moving along, and people seem to come out and dance and have fun. We started it off as a monthly party, so once a month, but nowadays we are doing it twice a month. So yeah, it ends up to be either Friday or Saturday, every other Friday or Saturday. Okay, well, I wouldn't suggest there was one demographic specifically that we're looking for, but from my experience, it has been that the age will range anywhere from 19-year-olds and sometimes 18-year-olds to I would say mid to late 20s. We get people that are university students. We get 9-to-5ers out. Just people who I think grew up with this music on the 1050 Chum AM radio. Who had parents that were really into that stuff. And it's the same for me. I mean, I'm 26, and my mom is a huge fan of all types of oldies. She grew up with it, so yeah, just people like me.
Well, the girls are frisky in old Frisco. A pretty little chick wherever you go.
Well, it ranges. The capacity of the boat is 150, but through the night when people are leaving, we usually get about between 200 and 230, something like that. At the Gladstone, when we do our events there, because we move it every once in a while to the Gladstone to accommodate for more people, we would get about 300 or so out. And you know, it's unbelievable. I can't understand how we get this many people out for this type of event, but it's working and it's good. Yeah. I think you have to see it to believe it. You have to definitely come out and check the night out, because on paper it sounds kind of strange. I mean, whenever I describe this night to somebody, they really just they think, oh, that's cute. It's a cute idea. But once you're in the club, the energy of the music and the bass and some of the drums on those tracks are just, they would stand up to any drum track now that comes out nowadays. So I mean, it is really, it's a cliche to say it's timeless music, but I mean it is, and my one message would be that you definitely have to experience it to understand what a 50s and 60s dance party is like.
Well, that was better than expected. It might be music my parents listen to, but that piece seemed like it had some great atmosphere and positive energy.
Yeah, it does, but I'm afraid that's all the time we have for today. I hope you enjoyed our show. I did, especially about the different kinds of burgers. Just the eating and all the different types of food, everything.
Man. Come on, stop it. It's time to say goodbye to our viewers.
That's right. Yes, you are right. We want to thank you all for tuning into our show. We're being aired every Thursday at 4 p.m. Don't miss out. Till next time, see you later.
And now performing with us, once again, Ole.
Take it away, Ole.
Идет весна, и сегодня, как вчера, снова жду и не дождусь я перемены. Я хочу тебя спросить, как все это объяснить. Не могу никак понять твоей измены. За окном весна идет, долго тянется урок. Расскажи и объясни мне, что с тобою. Очень трудно мне понять и все это осознать, что по жизни ты пойдешь, но не со мною. Не со мной, не со мной, не со мной, со мной, со мной, не со мной, не со мной, не со мной, со мной, со мной. Скоро кончится весна, и сегодня, как вчера, снова жду и не дождусь.